Hey everybody, it's the Modern Guru coming to you from a new spot in my house. Got a new office down in the basement I'm going to be using a lot for future interviews, so it's kind of cool. But today is the video that I promised in regards to currencies that will be used for peer-to-peer exchanges, both in high monetary value and in lower monetary value. So what I've decided to do is a video about Litecoin versus Bcash. And then you can't really have a discussion between those two without Bitcoin, who's the top of the pyramid, the train that drives cryptocurrencies, without it being in the video, because that would be pointless. You can't really do it. So, just full disclosure before this video even begins, I own a ton of Litecoin. I love Litecoin. I love its founder, Charlie Lee. He's an amazing human being, in my opinion. And I think that Litecoin is severely undervalued for what it's going to be used in the future. After listening to what I just said, you should probably realize that this video is going to be heavily in favor of Litecoin and also Bitcoin. But I will get into everything right now and give you my kind of viewpoint on everything as we go along. So Bitcoin was the first. It was created by Satoshi Nakamoto, who we don't know whether it was a man or a woman or a group of people or the CIA. I mean, it could have been anybody. We don't know. They're totally anonymous, and they still own a lot of Bitcoin. Whoever that group was or person, what have you. Bitcoin Cash was a hard fork that happened last year off of the Bitcoin blockchain. So basically what that means is there was a splinter between a minority of Bitcoin developers and their head marketer and investor for long-term investor in Bitcoin by the name of Roger Ver. He split off. He took some developers that agreed with him. Basically, they were upset because they didn't think that Bitcoin was following Satoshi Nakamoto's white papers to the T. And it could be, there's a good argument for that in a lot of ways, but I think that in life or in business and in development, you can't just have tunnel vision. You have to be able to change based on the stimuli that make up the equation of whatever it is that you're involved in. You can't just have tunnel vision and just go in one direction, because you could lead yourself right off a cliff. You have to be fluid in business. You have to be fluid in technology. You have to be able to adjust and adapt. Sometimes adjustments and adapting is a negative because you make the wrong decision. Sometimes it's an extreme positive. I just think that you always have to have the ability to be able to adjust things in order to meet whatever it is that is a roadblock in front of you. Currently, Bitcoin's developers and marketers, if you will, and miners, they want Bitcoin to be the standard of gold in cryptocurrencies. And Litecoin, which we'll enter in here now in this video, is kind of the little brother of Bitcoin. It's designed in a lot of ways the same way. Charlie Lee, the founder, is a huge fan of Bitcoin. He has been ever since the start, and a huge investor. He created Litecoin in 2011 to kind of be the silver to Bitcoin's gold. So what does that mean? I think that Bitcoin's going to be, at least Bitcoin has plans to speed up, but right now they're focused on security and they're focused on being a store of value for people to invest in. I think both of those are super important moving forward. They have to have that standard to legitimize everything in the cryptocurrency world. Without it, I think you're lost. That's why I disagreed with Roger Ver. In the beginning, when he first made these statements and they hard forked it, I was kind of open-minded to both sides. I was looking into it. I kind of swung back and forth a little bit, but eventually I came to the conclusion that Bitcoin was truly still the right Bitcoin. And Bitcoin Cash, I think they stole the name, which I didn't like. Even from the start, I thought that was kind of cheap and ridiculous. If he wanted to do something, and he could have, created a new coin with a new name. Those guys have tons of money. They could have marketed it, and it could have been a success. But I just, people can debate that all they want. It's just my opinion. I think that was a ripoff. But going back to Litecoin, so I think Litecoin will be used for all your smaller transactions, your cups of coffee, your grocery shopping, ice cream, going to the movies. I mean, even as buying cars, things of that nature. I think Bitcoin's going to be used for huge monetary transactions. Private jets, yachts, huge commercial real estate development, properties that you're buying, things of that nature. Like where you when you're spending that kind of money in a transaction, you want to make sure it's the most secure crypto you can possibly use. Who cares if it takes 10 hours when you got that much money invested? You just want to make sure that transaction's not reversed or it's not hacked or you get your money stolen. So there's a huge necessity for Bitcoin in those arenas. And we also do need a store of wealth. The gold and silver, the precious metal markets that have been so beaten down by the paper markets and manipulation and banks being leveraged 40. When we look at silver and JP Morgan, it's a fucking disgrace what they've done to artificially keep that price down. So they can't do that with cryptocurrencies that are decentralized. Things like Ripple, they can, which I tell you, don't buy Ripple. It's a pump and dump quarterly by banks. But Litecoin and Bitcoin are mirror images of each other. They reflect each other in a lot of ways, and they're being set up by the people that run them and the developers to coexist peacefully. They've never tried to war against one another. One is set up for its purpose, the other is set up for its purpose. And that was the design by Charlie Lee. Bitcoin Cash, and I don't own Bitcoin Cash and I don't own Bitcoin right now. I've stayed out of that war between those two. And I've heavily invested in Litecoin during this time. For especially the last 7 weeks, I've really bought a lot of Litecoin on the dips that have happened since the last crash. I think Litecoin is severely undervalued for its future use cases. And I'm going to hold Litecoin. I'm not playing. I'm not moving until that baby skyrockets, and then I can start selling to take profits, and then I'll rebuy on its dips. But Litecoin is a beast, and it's a beast it's just waiting to break out right now, and it will very soon, in my opinion. So, let's get into some details about the differences in speed and transaction fees and whatnot. So, Bitcoin is slow, takes 2 to 10 hours, high fees. Bitcoin Cash is fast. It takes about 10 minutes for a transaction to go through. Litecoin takes 2.5 minutes. I think its average is 2 minutes. It's about 2 minutes. And then you got fees. So Bitcoin Cash is sitting at 23 cents US dollars per transaction fee. Litecoin's at about 27. Bitcoin ranges all over the board, folks. It really depends on the traffic in the network at the time. I don't really want to come up with an average number, but it's a lot higher than those two, trust me. It's one of the reasons why I don't use it anymore to transfer. So when I go in Coinbase and I buy Litecoin, and I transfer my Litecoin, and then I'll convert it to Bitcoin if I need to buy other ones on, per se, Bittrex. Because my money or my Litecoin will get there in no time. Whereas Bitcoin, I might be waiting an hour, 2 hours, 10 hours for my coins to get to Bittrex. And for trading purposes, that's ridiculous. But that's not what Bitcoin is going to be meant for, at least in the short-term future. They may do some things with SegWit and Lightning Network that will really speed it up, like Litecoin has done, because Litecoin has implemented SegWit, which is segregated witness, and it's also implemented Lightning Network positively, and it works perfectly at this time. So over the last 24 hours, Litecoin has done 49,584 transactions. Bitcoin Cash over the last 24 hours has done 19,933, which is an average of 831 per hour. Litecoin's averaging 2,066 per hour. And so Litecoin's being used a heck of a lot more, and it's because of the time, folks. It's 2 minutes, and the difference in transaction fees is cents. So it's nothing, I'd rather take the 2 minute transaction, especially if I'm going to Starbucks to buy a cup of coffee. I don't want to wait 10 minutes for my transaction to go through. Do you? I don't think so. I don't think Starbucks would implement something like that. I don't think Amazon or Google or Facebook or whoever future merchants, when they start accepting cryptocurrencies, and folks, they will be. The adoption phase is coming. It's already begun. They're not going to accept something that takes 10 minutes for a transaction to go through. Litecoin is already implementing technology to make it even faster than 2 minutes. It's going to go down to 30 seconds, 20 seconds, with all the new technologies. And Charlie, you can read about this. Go to Charlie Lee's Twitter. Read about all the tech that they're working on or coming out with right now. It's amazing stuff. So I want to use Litecoin for those things. Another reason why I'm so heavily invested in it, like I said before. So what does this all mean? Basically, Bitcoin Cash is gone for the gusto. They want to be Bitcoin. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I really don't. They've had, it's only been 5 months since they forked. Maybe it was 6 months. I can't remember exactly. Someone can let me know down in the comments. But since they forked, their PR has been really bad. Roger Ver has done some pretty shady shit. What happened with Coinbase when it listed Bcash and they pumped it, and there was a lot of insider trading. That was some shady shit. There's a lot of Bitcoin people that are hardcore Bitcoiners who have a bunch of the Bitcoin Cash tokens that they got from the fork for holding Bitcoin. I think it was 1-to-1. But they could sell those at any time and just destroy Bitcoin Cash. That is something I'd be worried about if I was a Bitcoin Cash investor. I also would worry about the insider trading and certain corporate entities that are now, who I don't want to get into that so much, but there are some corporate entities on the side of Bitcoin Cash right now that I don't like very much and I don't really trust. So that's basically the video in regards to those three. I think that Litecoin is the future when it comes to small purchases. They have LitePay already instituted. LitePay is a credit card, a Visa credit card, where you're able to load your Litecoin tokens onto this card. And then you can go and use that to purchase by any merchant that accepts Visa. This is already in play. They are accepting applications for it this last week of January right now. And then they said it will be implemented by the 4th week of February. So it's very short term here that you're going to be able to use Litecoin with the LitePay card to buy anything, almost anything, anywhere that accepts Visa. And Visa is accepted almost everywhere. There's also Open Bazaar, which is a decentralized version of like Amazon or eBay, and they accept Litecoin. There's a lot of rumors that rumors can be rumors, guys. There's a lot of bullshit in this world. There's a lot of FUD. There's a lot of people talking out one side of their mouth and the other. But if I was Amazon, if I was Jeff Bezos, I would want, if I'm going to start off with cryptocurrencies, I'm going to start accepting them. There's a lot of, and trust me, Amazon is interested. They know when they're going to make money and how much more people they'll be able to reach. That's all they care about. If I'm going to do that, I want the fastest coin possible, and I want the cheapest coin, so I don't lose customers based off online transactions. And that's Litecoin, and it will be Litecoin in the future. And that's why I bought so much of it. Litecoin, the big three, what you're considering, most people consider the big four, is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash. Some people won't even acknowledge that Bitcoin Cash exists. It's kind of funny, actually. Ethereum, and then Litecoin. Those are the top 4 cryptos. Look at the price of Bitcoin, look at the price of Ethereum, look at the price of Bitcoin Cash, and look at the price of Litecoin right now. Litecoin is a future freaking monster. And it's only at, 178 right now? That's why I bought a ton of it, folks. And it will be going up. I think it'll go up in February. It's going to really hit its plateau, I think, in March, early March. But that's just my opinion. And I am no financial advisor, folks. I just tell you what I do with my money. You are responsible for everything that you do with yours. Don't listen to me without doing some homework and research into all of this, which you should be doing anyway, with anyone, anywhere you're getting information from, just to make sure that you're well-rounded before you put your money into these markets. But, that's basically the differences between these coins. Their best use cases for the future And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click like or subscribe if this is content that you enjoyed and you'd like to see some of my future videos moving forward. And always, if you have questions, write them down there in the comment section. All legitimate questions or criticisms of the information in this video will be responded to. The only people that I will ban from my channel are people that make fun of ridiculous things, like if they start saying my Bears hat is stupid, which I know the Bears suck, I'm sorry guys, or I look like a pig, or things of that nature, just personal criticisms that have nothing to do with the content. Those are the types of people that will not be allowed to comment. I have a zero tolerance policy for idiots. Most people that know me understand that. So, but constructive criticism, or if I get something wrong, please put it in the comments. I want to be as accurate as possible with everything, with all my future videos and this one as well. So I love you guys. I'm done. I have another video coming. I'm going to upload this one, and then I'm going to do a show tonight with Rice Crypto, Chris Rice, my buddy down in North Carolina. We're going to kind of get together and put our heads together and figure out some topics, discuss some certain things that people might be interested in. So look out for that video too. But it's at 16 minutes, so I'm going to go. Full disclosure, like I said, I love Litecoin. Litecoin is a beast, and I'm fucking hodling it. You should be too. That's it. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Bye.